Hello, I'm Mr. B Bates1, and welcome back to the final episode, well, I guess for now anyways, of MC Map Faker. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys, it was a rather ambitious project. You know, at the time, I didn't think about the extent of work that it would take for a single person to do all of this, and it was just too much. You know, you go from building the custom terrain, using commands, learning them, the limitations, and how you got to work around those, and then turning that into actually something physical like a prototype and implementing it, recording it, editing it. The list just goes on, and I never really thought about that when I did it. I'm not making excuses. I failed to see it, and now I just can't keep up with it. So, for the time being, I have decided to place this series on hold. However, a lot of research was actually done for this series. I have a number of prototypes and just unfinished things dotted around, and I didn't really want it to go to waste. So I think for the final episode, I'm just going to go around and showcase these. I've got some interesting things, I think, and who knows, maybe we can focus on something more in the future. So while we're here then in the Map Faker world, let's talk about the maze. Now, this is for the most part complete. It's absolutely done. It's got the full maze is actually done, as you can see in the background. It's got the token system in place, the lobby control in place. Everything is actually done and ready, and we can play this now. So I've got a little scoreboard on the side here that gives some statistics about the actual game, which I've just sort of played on the screen so you can see them. So the idea is that you go into the lobby. As you can see, the lobby count goes up. This is useful. Well, this is going to be used later on for controlling what goes on in the maze. But here we are then. We've now entered the maze. As you can see, we can't go back. We are now playing. Now, I have actually left the route in the bottom for the time being, so I don't forget where it is. But let's just go off the track a minute and have a little look. So we have got little areas like this with different things in that you can take a look at. And there are these dotted everywhere as well, where it says, "Are you lost?" Then you can stand on this plate and go through it. So if you do, it says you was lost, but you are rescued. So let's just run back through again in a minute, and we'll show you the actual exit. Back in the game maze again. So let's just follow the red line to the exit. And there's the exit. And we did it. Well done. We got ourselves a token. So here we are then, moving away from the Map Faker world and into my testing world. There's actually three things in this world here that I want to show you guys that I had working as well. So the first thing we've got here is actually tracking the player hitting entities. Now the reason why I had this here was because I had the intention of building this little mini game in the park. I don't know if if anybody's been to like theme parks and stuff like that. You know when you see this like little stand and they've got these little things in the back and you need to try and shoot them, and the more little targets that you hit, like the better the prize you sort of get. And I wanted to create that sort of thing using chickens. Basically, I was going to have chickens dropping from the sky, and you got to try and hit them with a bow from a certain point. And obviously, the more chickens you hit, the more that you got. So that was essentially what I wanted to do. So just to show that in action, because it is fun in action. So let's just put a chicken down. Hello, chicken. In fact, we'll put a couple down. And as you can see there, chicken was hit. Now, in the normal sort of, in the world cases, you would literally just make that update a score on a scoreboard instead of it outputting as a message. But yeah, that was it. Player hit detection. Entity, whatever it is called. The only problem is that if it dies, it doesn't detect the hit. So that was the only limitation with it. So I suppose in that instance, you would probably cast a spell or something on the chickens, regeneration, whatever it is, keep their health alive. And you just keep dropping them and recycling the chickens around, and the more and more you hit, the more and more numbers you get. And that was the early stages of that. I haven't really got anything else in practice for that. So let's move on then to the next thing. Now, the second thing I wanted to show you in this world is this little yellow tent here. Now, at the time, when I built this thing, non-Euclidean was actually quite popular. Everyone was quite amazed by it and stuff like that. Now, unfortunately, this is mainly Java using the I think it was the Portals model, whatever it is it's called. But we don't actually have anything like that in Bedrock. So I decided to try and create something that sort of gave the effect of non-Euclidean with this tent, and this turned out pretty well. And I'm not really sure what application this was going to be used in, but I've got to showcase this anyway because I thought this was really, really good. So if we just take a look at this for a moment, I've sort of bashed out the floor and put glass in so you can sort of see what's going on here, because a lot of the commands and stuff that go on here are based on where you're sort of positioned. So in its normality then, this is the tent. It's just a normal small tent. Nothing fancy. And as you can see inside, just a simple little bed and things like that. Now, if we go from over here, you can see there's no difference, there's no change. But while we're actually here, you can see that it's already extended. Oh, look at that. There's already some cactus there. I don't know what that's about. But as you can see, it's already changed inside. But if you come around here, it's still just a small thing. But look. Here we are, all the way this far. But it's only that long. One last time. Are you mind blown? And that brings us to here. Yes, I know, it's just a bedrock hole. But here is probably the second biggest game that I spent my time building during researching and stuff like that. I've got command blocks all over the place here. But I enjoyed making this actually. So, in every part of this game is actually been built in small elements, and then it all comes together using commands and the structure command and stuff like that. But let's have a look. What we need to do first, because there's loads of things here. So reset that, and press that. So I put that on because you can see the things on the side there. That's going to be crucial, and you'll see those flickering away. We'll spawn in the first floor. This is where all the magic happens. This is where all the commands are that make everything look really, really cool. And then all we need then is just to put some kind of shell on it. So here it is. That's the shell I made. You know, I didn't think it was too bad. This is the way it is. As you can see, there's nothing in here. Now, the way this works is we're going to go into adventure mode. And the idea is that as we walk around, the element in the center changes. So as you can see, we've now got a biome here that's snow biome. And if we go around here, it's now a desert biome. And there is one of these I think doesn't have nothing. Yeah, it's this one. This one I didn't finish. And if we keep going around, everything's changed. Now we've got a jungle biome. And the thing is you can pass through all of this. It's all transversable and stuff like that. And in fact, I won't even say anything. You can see it for yourself. And that's why it's called Infinity Portals. It's not perfect. There are moments you can see, I think, where you can see just there. Some tweaking is required, but yeah, I think for the most part, I've really enjoyed making this. And here we are, lastly, the final game that I spent my time working on. This is probably I spent the longest on this particular game overall. Absolutely mental. No. I didn't mean this. I meant this. This is the #1 game that I spent the most on. This was going to be like the main attraction of the park. It's called Hide and Beat. Now, this game is basically just a twist on hide and seek. The only difference is that when you've been found by the person, they beat you, and you lose, and you exit the game. Now, from a visual standpoint, most of it is actually been built. So let's just go up for a second and just swing by this in, I was messing around here. This is sort of like an entrance thing I hadn't really finished off yet. So this is in a different world. The idea was we're just going to transfer this with structure blocks and so on. But yeah, this is the full castle. Now, there was a video I did a while ago where I entered like a build competition. And I built a castle just like this one, actually. It's similar to this one. This here is just a different rendition of that type of castle. And the whole hide and seek game sort of sits within inside this. So we've got this as the main entrance. We have our little guy here. In fact, what we'll do is that we'll go into game mode adventure A. See if we can experience this. Now, obviously, I haven't got my silent assistant with me today, but I am going to see if I can just get my other half to join me. And then we'll see if we can just sort of test this game out. Okay, So I've got my partner in now. She's already in the lobby waiting for us. So the idea is that when you wanted to start the game, just simply walk your way up here, and then we enter this area. And I'm a dingbat because I didn't turn it on. Oh. Oh, here we go. So I am the beater, so I've got to find someone actually. So as you can see then, I've got to wait 20 seconds while the other players hide. So as you can see now, look, it's all hidden. I can't see anything. And the idea is then is that the other player will go and hide. They get a countdown to let you know when it's about time. And then once the time is ready, the door opens. All those effects are gone, and now you can go and find the target. Now, a lot of this, obviously, I didn't get to build all of it inside, but there was some things that got built. Like, you know, there was all this area here. The idea was is that you could come and, like, you know, if you want to hide and stuff, but there's, you know, places to hide back here. Just like a little kitchen and stuff. This led to nothing. There was a carriageway up there. But the idea was is that you had to run around the castle, so you had to run from one side to the other to be able to get to the different levels. So, at the minute, so that's where the actual other player comes from. Now, the other player is now trapped in there because they did not leave in time. So we'll have to let them out of there in a moment. And this sort of gives us access here. Now, the actual queue where we were waiting is just up there. So the actual players themselves, they get to run around. You can see we were up there a moment ago fixing it. Again, not a lot built around here. But you had an opportunity as well to run around, so if a player did find you, you could run around. Did I do anything up here? Oh, I laid things out, but I didn't finish anything up here. Oh, there's another level here as well. I forgot about this. Is this? Yeah, there's another level. And now we're all the way up here. And you can see that's all the way down there. Now, that's what happens when you die here. When you die, you get sent back to the graveyard. And then it is time to leave. I have no idea how that redstone block got there. That shouldn't be there. I'll have to remove that in a minute. But as you can see, actually, this is like the light at the end of the tunnel. And it's a slow, slow walk. And then eventually, we make our way here, and we are back out the game, and that's it. Now, I never actually programmed the winning sequence. So the idea is that the person that wins. Oh, hang on a second. We need to go back into creative. So the idea was that the person that wins at the end, whether it be the hiders or the beaters, will get transformed up to here. There'll be like a little party in here, and then you get given tokens and so on. And then you can exit out down here again after a few moments and be on your merry way. And that was it. That was hide and beat. And so here we are then on the very last thing that I had done. Obviously there was all those games that we did, but I did also say as well in the Map Faker world we would have shops and things. There was things I also made for that. So if we just pop into this world here, we can take a look at some of those sort of early concepts that I had in place for it. It's been a while since I've been... Yeah, I forgot I did that. It's been a while since I've been in here. So I'm not in... I can't quite remember if I've got everything I need, but in fact, here we are. Here we are. These are the things we'll need. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll clear our inventory. We'll start... Oh, that's not how you do that. So we clear our inventory. We'll give ourselves what we need, because this will be what we have to... Oh, a lot. I've already got buttons for those anyway. We'll keep the digital money where it is. Boom. We're in adventure mode now. So we stand near here. You can see the money goes up on the side. This was just a test, but to give me some money. So there was a couple of things we had. As you can see, this guy sells apples and beef. And this is usually your digital money, so you can buy apples, buy beef with the money you've got. Now, I've got 703 money, so should have plenty here. As you can see, I've now got 1 beef. Yeah, I know, it's a bit steep, isn't it? 1 beef for 10, you'd have thought. But no worry, you get just 1 apple for 5 as well. He's very stingy, this guy. He's very, very stingy. But we do have this guy over here. You give 1 iron, it gives you some wool. So you can just use items as well. It's the only one that one does. And then we have the black market guy. So the black market guy, he has a combination of things. So he uses digital money and physical items. So you can buy another apple, or you can buy yourself an elytra. Let's get that equipped. And some rockets. There we go. That's a perfect shot. Now, did I do... Oh, you are upside down. I don't know. There's nothing there for him. So that's how we do that. Now, what happens if we've got no money, you say? Well, let's just give ourselves no money and then try and buy some things again. Oh dear. We don't have enough money. Well, if that's the case, then I'm out of here. Well, guys, that's it. That was literally everything I had done. All the prototypes I've done and everything else like that. There's nothing else to showcase. Thank you very much for watching the end of the video. And like I said, if there's anything here that you've liked, that you want to see more on how it works and stuff like that, leave a comment down in the video. And if I get enough people saying that, we should do that, then I will make a video on that as well. But in the meantime, guys, thank you very much for watching. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! Crap. I missed it. Well, that was... Oh, supposed to be professional. That's professional.